Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a trying new makeup. I feel like I haven't done one of these in so long. I am so hyped for this video because I have a ton of new stuff, as you see in the thumbnail, that I'm going to be trying all at once on my face. All these things. I'm literally excited for every step of the process. So let's go ahead. Jump right in. I bought some products from Rare Beauty. I got the brow gel, which is limited edition for some reason. It's so good though. I'm going to show you that. And then I have the brow pencil, which I've used a few times. Do have some thoughts on that. We're going to start off with the brow gel. So many products to try in this video, so hopefully it's not too long. I love this brow gel because it really does a great job at laminating the hairs. Really sticks them down. They don't move anywhere. It can be a little bit shiny, as you can see. However, a little bit of powder on top kind of corrects that. There's no goopy stuff either. Nothing on the skin. Just go in with a spoolie, kind of shape them after. For the brow pencil, I got the shade Cool Brown, also from Rare Beauty. It is one of those thicker pencils. You can see the shape there. I don't typically like ones with this sort of shape because I can't get the precision that I'm looking for. If you just fill in your brows more than the hair-like strokes, you probably like this because it would get the job done faster. It's just not my preference. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the shape, it's the formula for me that's just not my favorite because it's a little too waxy. I find it almost goes on a little bit patchy just because it can skip slightly. It's just not my favorite formula. I would personally pass on this. It's not bad, but it almost has, I want to say, a green undertone to it. I've used worse, but it's still not my personal favorite. If you like a waxier formula, you might like this. It's just not my preference. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean up underneath my brows just to make them a little bit more precise because it's hard to do with that thick of a pencil. I did pick up these Jessup brushes from Amazon. I heard they're a dupe for the Makeup by Cheryl ones. These are some of the Morphe and Ariel brushes. These were on sale on Amazon, and I picked up just the eye brush set, which included what I thought was going to be the blush brush because the full set had the face brushes, which I don't typically use. But the brush is actually a highlight brush. The highlight brush is not as big as what I was hoping the blush brush would be because it's not included in the set. And that's my favorite brush in the Ariel brush set. So for this to be a dupe, it didn't include the blush brush, which I was hoping it would. So a little bit disappointed there, but it has a similar aesthetic. And it does have the one brush I always use to clean up my brows, which I needed another one because I use this every single day. So I'm just going to use the Jessup version and clean up underneath my brows with some concealer. The concealer I'm using for this is the Natasha Denona. My brows are still looking uneven and wild to me, but we will maybe correct that later. Taking another Jessup brush and my Rimmel powder. I use this every time to set my concealer on my lid. Just the perfect color for me as a base. And it's the Stay Matte powder. So it just really is great for giving a nice finish. And then all my eyeshadows blend on so much better. And then last, it's the perfect base. After much debate, I did get the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette because you can't get this at Sephora Canada anymore. And I did pick mine up from Beautylish. I bought this when I bought the concealer. How gorgeous is this color story? I'm going to take this fluffy brush in the shade Wit. This is the warmest shade in the palette. I do want to start off that lightly in the crease though. Just going to lightly put this in the crease. And this brush is really nice and soft. Very similar to the Ariel Morphe brushes. It's a great dupe. Minus the blush brush being missing. But so is mine. My friend has my blush brush right now. Just to blend out that color even further, I'm going to go in with Fair. Just that underneath the brow. Just kind of blend out those edges. Going to take Vague and this really teeny tiny detail brush. We're going to start doing the inner and outer corner. I wanted to do a halo eye today. I don't do them often. It's the perfect brush for my eye shape for a halo eye. I feel like because it blends on lightly and it's small. You can't have enough detail brushes. This for me is worth it. With that other brush, happy I got this set. It was really affordable because it was on sale. Starting off there, I do feel like I need to go in with a deeper color through my crease because it's just looking slightly odd. I'm gonna do the same thing with the other eye. Taking a slightly smaller blending brush, I'm gonna go in with Stone and just put that through the crease just to deepen that up slightly and blend out those edges. Concentrating it on those corners, inner and outer, that I did. Just trying to deepen that up. I often see really deep halo eyes. I kind of wanted to keep it lighter. I do gravitate towards more of the lighter tones in here. So I think I'm gonna actually go in with Fair on that brush we used initially just to set down our base. And then I'm going to go in with one of the sparkly shades, obviously, and kick it up a notch. But I just want that base to be there. I'm going to take Muse lightly on my finger, and we're going to dab that on the center of the lid just to give a pop. You can use any of these shades for this. That color is so pretty. That's the drama that we needed. And now I just want to just accentuate the inner and outer corner again. Just make sure everything's blended. I'm gonna go back with that Stone shade. Want it a little bit deeper than it is. And then just to blend in those inner corners with the shade Vague that we used. And then a little bit more wit to keep that crease slightly warm. Those colors were so easy to blend, virtually no fallout either. And I love the tones with my eye color. I think it really makes them pop. And then to finish off the look, I'm just going to take the shade Silhouette and an angle brush. I'm going to lightly line my lash line just to give it some depth for when we add lashes. I just want them to blend in a little bit more seamlessly. For my mascara today, I have the new Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. Full size, I believe, is in a pink packaging. But I have a sample here to try out. It has a rubberized wand, but it's slightly hourglass shaped, depending on the way you hold it, which is very interesting. I like those kind of shapes on a natural bristle brush. Never tried it before on a rubberized, I don't think. Looks like fairly unique brush to me. I wasn't personally a fan of the promo images for how it made lashes look though. I still wanted to try it. And so far, it's nice at separating and it's not clumpy at all. I was worried it was going to be very spidery, but it actually is working out really nicely. I don't think I've ever tried a Huda Beauty mascara before. I'm not mad at it though. It's looking good and it's building nicely. But it's definitely not a one coater for me. I had to build it up multiple to get it to the effect that I like. But we will be adding some false lashes that I also picked up from Amazon. I wanted to get some half lashes and I found these and they were kind of hard to find because I didn't want mink lashes. And a lot of the lashes they sell on Amazon are mink. These are what they look like. They have that winged out shape that I like, except I didn't like the inner corner having that spiky bit there. So I was considering just cutting that off. Otherwise, they looked really nice to me. So I'm gonna go ahead, cut off that inner section and then glue these on my eyes and see how I like them. Lashes are on. This is just me being super picky. I can see this lash. I can count the 3 long lashes that are on this one. So apart from that, they're okay. Will I be repurchasing these? I don't think so. But they will serve their purpose. I think if I filled them in a bit more, wouldn't be so bad, but we're gonna stick with these. Gonna see how it all turns out. It's just this one eye that the lashes I can like count on, which is kind of bothering me. And now for complexion. Again, so many good things to test out here. I'm starting off with skincare and I do have a new serum and then a SPF that I've been wanting to try. So for the serum, we have the MAC Hyper Real Serumizer. It's a skin balancing hydration serum. You know how much I love this Hyper Real line, the Balm. Wow, that's my favorite moisturizer. So I got this in PR. I'm so excited to test it out. I heard it's really good underneath makeup. So we're gonna test that out and see. And if my skin looks exceptionally patchy and spotty today, it's because I used a self-tanner on my face, a spray, and it sprayed patchy. And then it's been wearing off patchy. My skin just looks very uneven today, and that's for that reason. Wow. This is like the Balm, but thinner. Oh my goodness. I love this. It feels like silk. Whew. Pro 4 Power Infusion Matrix, Japanese peony extract, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and ceramides. I love how that feels. That's like the smoothest primer. Like, I don't even want to put this sunscreen on now. Wow. Oh, it feels so good. I might like this more than the moisturizer. This is so good. I wish you could feel my skin right now. That's the most exciting thing for me so far, this trying new makeup. And then my friend Jasmine, she told me to try this sunscreen. She's really got me into Korean skincare right now. I'm obsessed, and she says this is her personal favorite sunscreen, and it is the one from Isntree. I know there's like an Innisfree, I feel, but this is Isntree. This is the Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel SPF 50. She says she likes this more than the Beauty of Joseon one, which I absolutely loved. So thank you, Jasmine, for putting me on Korean skincare. My skin has never been better. I love it. So she says this, I think, is a little bit more hydrating. She really likes this one. So we're going to use this for my sunscreen today. I'm almost done my Beauty of Joseon one. I have a backup of that already. This reminds me of it still because it's clear, it's very thin, feels moisturizing. If you have sensitive skin to sunscreen like I do, please try Korean made sunscreen because for me it's been a game changer. I don't break out from it for the ones that I've personally tried, so hopefully this one doesn't break me out, but my skin right now feels amazing. And then finally, I got my hands on the new Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. They had this on Amazon for a bit, but they didn't have the shade 220, which was my shade. Finally came in stock and I snapped it up right away. And then it was like out of stock the next day. So I managed to get a hold of my shade. And just upon seeing this, it reminds me so much of the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum because it has that mica shimmer in it. You can see it kind of settled in my L'Oreal one, but that's all through the Maybelline one as well. It's very similar also to the Makeup by Cheryl foundation. So I do like that sort of radiance. I really like the L'Oreal one. And the Maybelline one I heard has decent coverage and it also has that 24-hour claim. So for a skin tint, sign me up. Sounds like the perfect skin tint to me. I don't like these dropper packaging, but you know what? All my favorites seem to be in one of those. If I can open this. Hold, please. I'm just going to drop a little bit on my face using my BK Beauty 109 brush. My skin is eating this up. It's like, where'd you go? Directly into my skin. That could be a good or bad thing. I hope the coverage lasts. I heard good things though. Very skin-like. Genuinely just, my skin is eating this up. Is this too tinfoily though? I'm gonna build this up and see if that finish changes. Buildable for sure. I think I put on a little too much, so the excess I'm just gonna drag down my neck. It evened my skin, gave me a nice glow. Still have some spots peeking through that obviously I need to cover up. But it's a decent medium coverage. It looks natural on the skin, feels lightweight. The wear for me, I will keep you posted on that, but it feels really nice. I do like the color. I love that glow. It reminds me of Makeup by Cheryl, how that looks like on my skin, and just a more pigmented version, I would say, of the L'Oreal True Match Tinted Serum. I feel like this one's a lot less coverage, I feel. So if you wanted a little bit more coverage, I feel like the Maybelline one gives you that. But overall, very impressed. It looks very youthful and fresh. I love the finish of that. The Nude Sticks sent over a few of their tinted blur foundation sticks. One that could be used as a concealer, one for foundation, and then one for contour. I wanted to use the one for contour, which is Nude 8 Deep. So obviously this is not my foundation shade, but I thought it would be a really nice bronze color to warm up the skin. They also sent this cute little brush, which is like a IT Cosmetics, but travel-friendly brush. I love dual-ended brushes. This is going directly in my travel brush case. I'm gonna take a little bit from the stick, and we're gonna use this shade to bronze up the skin. It's a very warm shade. This is a very thin consistency. That's why I thought it would be good for today since we are using a skin tint. Thought the consistency would go nicely with it. I love the brush, obviously. It's my kind of brush. That definitely warmed me up a lot. I feel like once I put my powder on, I'm gonna really like the overall effect it gives. Right now, if I weren't to set it, it's just a little warm for me, but we're going to be doing concealer now. And this is probably going to make me look weird, but I wanted to show you guys side by side two concealers. They're totally different colors though, just so that you could see the finish. I thought this would be very helpful for those who are deciding between these two serum concealers on the market, because we have the Natasha Denona High Glam and the Tower 28 concealer, which I feel like are very popular concealers. I do personally have a preference, and I figured showing you in this video would demonstrate that for you. So I'm going to start off with the Natasha Denona, which we used on the eye. This one is a little deep for me right now. I got this to go when I'm tan. Currently not that tan right now, but we're going to use the end of this brush. I'm going to blend this out for you just so you can see. This has a peach undertone, which is perfect for canceling out that darkness underneath my eyes. Figured it would be the perfect tone for correcting for me, just due to the color that's under my eye. So I judge concealers for their coverage based on how well it can cover that spot for me. And that looks pretty flawless for me. You can see just a little bit there, but how smooth it looks like underneath the eyes is so pretty. And for me, for the Natasha Denona, I've had some hit and miss days, but that's one of those things where I feel like you just got to keep using it. It's such a good concealer. However, I like this Tower 28 one more because it is thinner, and that's what sells me on it. I find them both very similar. So if you like that Natasha Denona, I feel like you're going to be a fan of the Tower 28. If that is your kind of concealer, I just feel like they're very similar. This one's just a little bit thinner, and because I tried this one first, then the Natasha after, I was underwhelmed by the Natasha. However, taking it as it is right now, absolutely stunning. Looks exceptionally beautiful underneath my eyes, but I would just rank it just maybe one position under my Tower 28. Fantastic concealer. It's just personal preference. The Tower 28 one I feel like is thinner and has maybe a slight bit more coverage than the Natasha Denona. Still a serum concealer. You can see very different shade for my under eye. The Natasha is better at correcting just because it's a peach undertone, and the Tower 28 one is better at brightening, lifting, just because it is warmer. So it kind of depends what I'm going for. The Tower 28 has a finish that is different than anything I personally have. It has this radiance to it, which is kind of hard to tell the difference, and it's very noticeable to me when comparing my two eyes. I'm personally drawn to this side, though I feel like on camera this might actually look slightly better. Leaning back, here's what I'm seeing. And this is going to be difficult because you're on the other end of my camera. You're not in my room with me. So on camera, I'm loving Natasha Denona. I feel like there's actually less of a hollowness in this eye. It like stops right there compared to this one is going a little bit further down on camera. In person, my Tower 28 side just looks more hydrated and youthful. It doesn't have the creasing. And to me, in person, I'm drawn to this because it has more coverage too, I feel. This more lifted look. So this is so difficult. Both so good, but there's differences, definitely. But I think if you like a serum concealer, you're going to like either or. It is hard for me to pinpoint, but I just wanted to let you see a side-by-side and show you the difference. But you probably won't notice too much after I powder my face. We actually did have another cream product to use. We have the Refi Lip Blush. And I was holding off purchasing this. I saw this specific color a few times and I just was drawn in. Every time I saw it, I'm like, okay, I need it. It's in the shade Orchid, and I'm going to be using this on my lips and my cheeks. So we're going to start off with the cheeks. I need a blush that can go over top of a fully set face, so it works out. And this is why I always forget. I've only tried this on my lips. I really liked it. Definitely feel like this would have went better before setting my under eye, just because I feel like there's a little bit of a harsh line. We're doing some mid blushing where I'm going to use a pink powder underneath my eyes, and then I was going to do like a powder to kind of blend it all in. So we should be able to correct that. I picked up the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch powder. This has a little sponge on the bottom. I didn't know. And someone told me that this has shimmer in it. I haven't been able to see any shimmer in the Cherry Blossom one. It does have a slight bit of a sheen, I think, but there's no shimmer that I can detect so far. But I've only used the top layer. So we're going to use my puff and this Easy Bake powder. we're going for a pink under eye, which I probably could have just set my under eye with this to begin with. But we're going to bring it over top of that blush just so we can get that blend. And then I'm going to go over top with the powder. I love my Cherry Blossom Loose Powder, but as soon as I saw that this color was in a pressed, I just thought it would be more user-friendly for me because I don't bake, but I love that blush look that kind of goes underneath the eyes. But this does have somewhat of a sheen, like a glow to it. I don't know if you can tell. So I think it would have been better if it was fully matte, just because I don't like the sheen around here. So now I feel like I need to kind of correct that too. If I were to pick, I still personally prefer the loose. Though this is an easy way to get that pink under eye, I just like the loose for whatever reason more. I just think it looks better. This still is pretty, and I'm gonna put some blush to just marry everything all together. But I wanted to do that sort of really pink under eye look. And then I got a new blush from Too Faced in PR, and I hadn't tried these Cloud Crush blushes before, and they are so pretty. I want more shades. So this is the shade Velvet Crush. Such a pretty everyday rose shade. I love it. And this is supposed to have like a blurring effect on the skin. I'm just gonna put it in between the blush placement on the cheek and then marry it in with that under eye. I feel like doing this technique with the loose actually works a little bit better because you can brush away the powder. So I know this kind of blush effect is not going to be to everyone's taste. It's just for trying new makeup in this look. And it helps me kind of determine for the Huda Beauty that this does have a little bit of a sheen to it, and I think less pigment actually. So if you like something a little bit more pigmented in the pink, that I feel like would mattify that area a little bit more, which I think would look better on my eyes. I still prefer the loose, but this will be more convenient to blend out my pink blushes. If I want to add a little bit more glow to the cheeks, I'm going to continue to play around with that, but I think I'm not going to so much use it for my under eye. I'm just going to use it as like a blend to my blush for my pink blushes, which will have a use. I like the finish. Just for underneath my eyes, I don't prefer that much of a sheen to it because I do feel like that's going on with my skin. I really wanted to use this today, but because we're more pink than gold, I didn't want to throw off the tones. I have the Be Goldy Bright Drops, which I just wanted to show you on my hand what they look like, but I will be using this in a video. This is so pretty. I like this more than the bronzing drops. It gives the perfect amount of glow. See how healthy it makes my hand look? Imagine that on your cheeks. So I think this is really nice, especially for skin tints. I'm doing more full coverage, it wouldn't make sense. Unless I did a little bit on my cheeks, which I guess I could try. But I didn't want to throw off the tone, the color, but why not? So I use this just on the high points underneath my makeup because it's niacinamide, it's skincare. I don't typically use it like this, but see, and that's still pretty. Like a hydrated glow. It's not breaking anything up. I don't mind that. I've never used it on top. I always use it under, and I like that. Then for my lips, I'm just going to use my Patrick Ta new lip pencil in She's Strong. This is thicker. Still, I wouldn't recommend this. Just a light overline before we're gonna go in with that lip blush. And you can build this up, but for me, I personally like dabbing it and blending it out with my finger because I like a sheer look for this. For me though, I need hydrated lips before using this. I'm just taking a pink liner because I'm not liking the brown. Some days I like that contrast, other days like today I'm just like, let's go all pink. Much, much better. So this is supposed to blur out the lips, which I do feel like it has that smoothing effect only when my lips are hydrated. Otherwise my lips just look chapped, because they are. For halo eyes, I always bring that to the lower lash line, but you know what? Today I'm gonna do something different. Just gonna add mascara because I like how ethereal the eyes are looking, and I feel like keeping it nice and light would be really pretty. So using that Huda Beauty mascara on my lower lashes. A little clumpy there. And then to finish off this look, I've been wanting to test this since it released. It's from MAC. It's the Fix Plus Stay Over Alcohol-Free Long-Lasting Setting Spray. Can this be better than my Cali Ray? We will see. Just have a little sample of this, but we'll report back on how that works out once I use up the sample. I can't see anything beating my Cali Ray right now, but you never know. I never thought Charlotte Tilbury would be beat, and Cali Ray beat that one. So I I'm going to let my face dry. I always feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, I am. I am forgetting something. You'll have to wait until I come back. I'm going to finish off my hair, get dressed, come back. I have one more thing to show you, and then we'll finish off this video and I'll round things up for you. But stay tuned because we're going to complete this look when I come back. I'm back. Here is the completed look. I love the tones of this look. The only thing that I'm not particularly a fan of is the sheen that powder gave. That's my only issue, I feel like. Otherwise, I love the tones. I love the colors. I love how my eyes pop with these colors. Everything went on really well, and overall, I really love how the look turned out. But I did want to finish off this look with a fragrance. And I went to Shoppers Drug Mart the other day, and we finally have the Pink Cloud scent from Ariana Grande. I've been wanting this since I heard it was going to release at Ulta, and we don't have Ulta in Canada because I know a lot of people wanted me to review this. So I did put up a short video on this fragrance, but I wanted to complete our look today just with this fragrance because it smells exactly like Cloud, just a little bit tropical. You get that pineapple in the beginning, and there's some coconut water in this. Very much has the DNA of Cloud on the dry down, so I don't feel like there's much difference in terms of the wear on me. It's just that initial opening is a little bit brighter, fruitier, and I really love this addition to the lineup, but I don't think it's needed because it's that close to original Cloud. So if you were to get one, I recommend the Intense if you love the scent, but that is just my overall opinion on the new Pink Cloud. And then I wanted to let you know my final roundup of all these products that we tried out today. So I have some brushes, the Jessup ones that are supposed to be a dupe for the Ariel and Morphe brushes. I did like the ones that I used. I just wish they would have included the blush brush and not, this is supposed to be a highlight brush. It's just not as big as the blush brush. And I didn't want the full set because it didn't include what looked like the blush brush. This is the one that was supposed to be the blush brush, I thought, and it's way too small. But I do like the brushes regardless. I'm just missing my personal favorite brush in that dupe set. And then we have this brush from Nude Sticks, which is super cute, gonna be perfect for travel. I love both sides for both blending and concealer. I'm gonna use that all the time. The product I didn't really care for, but I will continue to use it, are these lashes. They're very natural. However, I just don't like how spiky they are. I just wish they were a little bit more full for my taste, but I'm gonna still use these. Will I repurchase them again? Probably not. I'll keep looking for my perfect, really affordable half lash, but that is not it. Just not my favorite that I've tried. We have the Rare Beauty eyebrow products. I talked at length, I feel, when I use these. Love the gel, don't like the brow pencil, just because it's too waxy. Personal preference. I know some people are gonna like that sort of formula. Glides on, however, I don't feel like it sticks well enough for me, and I like the precision of something smaller, so not my preferred formula. Then we have some skincare products. I love both of these, as you can tell when I was using them. This feels exactly like my Beauty of Joseon one. We will see if this breaks me out or not. It doesn't break out my friend, and we usually have similar sort of skin when it comes to sunscreen. And this serumizer, wow. This might be my favorite thing, and there's a lot of really good things in here. This might be my favorite. It feels incredible on the skin. I've never felt my skin like that before. So soft and smooth. Putting on the sunscreen after changed that kind of texture. So now that I know that, next time I'm gonna have my sunscreen on earlier, let that sit in, and then I'll go in with the serumizer before going in with my foundation. I just had no idea. The beauty of trying new makeup. Am I right? And then we have the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over. We'll see how long this makeup lasts. I'll let you know in the comments whether I felt like this did anything or not, or if I like it more than my Kelly Ray. Then we have the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. Wasn't a one coat wow for me. It was like a 2-3 coats to get my lashes to the point that I liked, but I did like using it. It was a good mascara. I just don't think it coats it as fast as it suggests. We have the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. Stunning, the quality I expect from Natasha Denona. I absolutely loved using it. It blended itself. It made eyeshadow easy. It makes me want to use eyeshadow, Natasha Denona, because it is so easy to use, and I feel like I can get some really pretty daytime looks with this or bump it up with that deeper shade. I love the combination of the mattes and the different sort of finishes that she has in this palette. It's just a beautiful color story, one that I see me reaching for on a daily basis because it is so pretty for just everyday makeup for me with a little bit of glam, which is what I like. I like a daytime glam that's light, and that's perfect for it. I haven't heard too much about this, but potentially controversial opinion, I'm not sure. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch. This has a sheen to it. I see a sheen because someone said shimmer, and I don't see that. I see sheen. Like, this is less pigmented than the powder and just has a different finish on my skin. This doesn't look anything like the loose powder on me. So very, very different, but I'm gonna continue to use this just probably for blush placement because I really do not like that sort of finish underneath my eyes. It's personal preference for me, so that's what's throwing off my makeup is just that finish, because I love my concealer and how it looked prior to that. It's the finish for me. Then we have these two concealers. Both are fantastic. I've had some issue with the Natasha Denona. It's not perfect every day for me, but when it's good, it's good. I can see why so many people like it, but I am slightly leaning towards the Tower 28 just because it's thinner and a little bit more coverage, which is my preference. So love these both. I think you'd like both of them. The Too Faced Blush, Cloud Crush Blush. I want to try out more of these colors. This is perfect for every day. Rosy blush like this, I don't actually reach for these sort of tones that often. It's either like this bright bubblegum pink or I'm going peach, and never these sort of pink tones, which I am a big fan of right now. It's so pretty, and I love the packaging of this. So happy to have that. And then we have this Tinted Blur foundation stick. It is very sheer. I prefer something a little bit more pigmented, but it says cream to powder for this stick. I'm gonna have to test this out more. I wasn't blown away the first time I used it. Just can't really tell for my first use. The color was quite warm. I didn't have to add any additional bronzer to my skin, so that was nice that it had at least some pigment there, but a little bit more sheer than I personally would go for, whether it's being used as a foundation, contour, or concealer. I just would prefer a little bit more pigment for me. Then we have this Refi lip blush, which I've been holding off purchasing, but I'm so glad I picked it up. I especially love this on the lips. I think it's so pretty. It does fade fairly fast, I find, so I do have to reapply it, and I need moisturized lips. So it's not a perfect product by any means to me, but one that I still obviously enjoy. Then we have the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. We'll put this to the test too. I need to try this without that MAC setting spray on it just to see if it lasts, but overall really nice for a skin tint. I'm happy with the coverage and the overall kind of glow it gives. I like that sort of sheen in it. And then we have the Drunk Elephant Be Goldy Bright Drops. I love this underneath makeup. I only tried it just because over top of makeup for this video, but it's a try new makeup, so you know what, let's do some new stuff. I like it like that too, and I really love how this gives a glow to the skin. It's such a subtle but beautiful glow, and I like this more than the bronzer drops. It's really, really pretty. I cannot wait to play around with this more, but I'll definitely use this in a try new makeup in the future underneath makeup to show you how I personally use it. I just don't think this foundation needs this underneath because it already has that glow. So that is everything that I tried for this try new makeup and my overall thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this try new makeup. This is the one I've been talking about for so long with all the new products that I've picked up and wanted to show you in a full face look. Hope you enjoyed the look. Super pink, super ethereal. I feel like I love the eyes. If there's any other products you want me to test out in a try new makeup in the future, let me know. For my next tutorial, I might do something a little bit different and just use products that aren't new. I know people are doing full face of nothing new, but I was thinking of doing full face of products I've repurchased, because I think that would show you all the products that I always go towards, and I thought that would be fun. So let me know if you want to see that. That's something I'm kind of considering for future videos, and obviously I'll be keeping up my series for my ranking for top 10. I plan on doing blush next, so stay tuned for that. Lots of things that I need to film, so I hope you enjoyed this one and are excited for my future videos. If you are, be sure you are subscribed to the channel and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads, and I will see you guys in my next one.